Схватил ее за волосы, дал ей 4 пощечины сильных, 2 с левой руки, 2 с правой руки. Она в какой-то момент вот так, видимо, упала. Невидимо упала, она упала. Я пнул ее раза 3-4 по бедру, по ягодице. Я четко осознавал, что никакой жизненный орган я не могу, не должен, просто со злости я пнул ее раза 4.
Trial against Kuandyk Bishimbaev is slowly coming to an end. So, in today's episode, let's focus on what his defense had to say. Kuandyk Bishimbaev has 2 charges against him. First is torturing his wife during their marriage by being physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially abusive. His second charge is premeditated murder with extreme cruelty. He could be sentenced from anywhere to 15 years to a life in prison. So, when it comes to both of these charges, he had pled not guilty. And let's look at what his defense had to say. Saltanat Nukenova's friends and family claim that Kuandyk Bishimbaev didn't let her work, so therefore she didn't have any money of her own. They say that on multiple occasions Saltanat would even borrow money from them, which wasn't like her at all. However, Kuandyk Bishimbaev's defense completely denies these allegations. They say that Saltanat's families and friends never showed any proof that they were sending her money. However, there was an actual proof of transactions between Kuandyk Bishimbaev and Saltanat Nukenova. He was always sending her money. Kuandyk Bishimbaev even claims that Saltanat's monthly allowance was anywhere from $5,000 to $9,000 per month. He says that he never denied her access to money. Whenever she wanted something, she would get it. And yes, she did depend on him financially, but she was never in need of money. Her husband was providing for her. They also say that after their wedding, Saltanat Nukenova made a post on her Instagram account saying that she was adjusting to her new married life and she wanted to take a break from her astrological career. They say that at no point Kuandyk Bishimbaev forced her to make this post. This was her own decision. She wanted to enjoy her new married life and take a break. Kuandyk Bishimbaev, according to them, had nothing to do with this decision. What's more, during the trial, it became apparent that Saltanat did actually continue her work. She wasn't taking as many appointments as she did before her marriage. But however, whenever Kuandyk would be on a business trip, she would take a couple of appointments here and there. Kuandyk Bishimbaev is also being accused by Saltanat's family of being extremely controlling and possessive of her. They say that during their marriage, Saltanat was not allowed to see her friends and family, and she wasn't allowed to go out on her own. However, Kuandyk Bishimbaev continues denying all of these accusations. He says that during their marriage, she tried leaving him 12 times. So therefore, if he was so controlling of her, why would he let her leave him? Wouldn't he try to get in the way of her leaving him? And also, she did leave him 12 times. She also came back to him 12 times. So if he was such a terrible, monstrous person, why would she go back to him? During one of her conversations with one of her best friends, Saltanat Nukenova tells her that Kuandyk Bishimbaev is a monster and that she needs to find a lawyer just in case. She says that she will ask her brother and her uncles to help her get her stuff back from their house and that this is it. She is going to leave him for good. She was staying with her parents and told her friends how she enjoyed having her freedom back and not having somebody try to control her 24/7. However, the very next day, Saltanat Nukenova messaged Kuandyk Bishimbaev saying that she misses him and she wants to get back together. She told him that she missed their house and that's where she felt truly happy. So, of course, Kuandyk Bishimbaev tried to use this text conversation as a proof of the fact that she was coming back to him by herself. At no point did he try to manipulate her to get back with him. When it comes to the charge of premeditated murder with extreme cruelty, Kuandyk Bishimbaev continues to plead not guilty. He says that Saltanat Nukenova's death was accidental. Saltanat Nukenova's death was caused by severe head injuries. These injuries led to bleeding in her brain and swelling in certain areas, which ultimately caused her brain to push down through an opening at the base of her skull. This pressure on her brain resulted in the shutdown of her central nervous system, leading her heart and breathing to stop, which directly caused her death. Kuandyk Bishimbaev's lawyers say that their client had no motive to kill his wife. He had nothing to gain from her death. First of all, Kuandyk Bishimbaev and Saltanat Nukenova weren't officially married. So therefore, in case of their split, he wouldn't have to pay her any spousal support. They also didn't have any kids together. So in case of their split again, he would have to pay her absolutely nothing. His lawyers also claimed that if Kuandyk Bishimbaev really hated his wife and wanted her dead, he could just hire a killer. He didn't have to kill her himself. Kuandyk Bishimbaev is clearly rich enough and affluent enough that he could pay somebody to kill his wife if he really wanted her dead. And in case he really wanted to kill her himself, he could have just taken her somewhere far away into the woods and kill her there where there are no witnesses, dispose of her body, and then taken all his money and run away somewhere to another country. But that's not what he did. So, if he really wanted to kill her that night, why would he bring her to his restaurant in the center of the city where everybody knows both of them, where there are cameras everywhere? It just doesn't make any sense. Kuandyk Bishimbaev admits beating his wife, but he says that he had no intentions of killing her, and her death was accidental. His lawyers also claim that if he was beating her with the intentions of killing her, then wouldn't Saltanat Nukenova have a lot more injuries on her body, like broken bones and such? But she didn't. She did have a broken nose, and she had some injuries to her head that caused her death. But according to them, that was it. And it doesn't look like he was beating her with the clear intention of causing her death. They also say in crimes of passion, sometimes it looks like it is personal. Like, for example, instead of stabbing your victim once or twice, you would stab them 50 times. Because it is personal, there's an element of vengeance to it. There were no such signs on Saltanat's body, so therefore they claimed that it was nothing but a mere accident and he cannot be tried for a premeditated murder. Let me know what you guys think about this whole case. Do you believe Kuandyk Bishimbaev? Do you think that Saltanat Nukenova's death was accidental? Or do you guys think that it was premeditated and he should be tried for a premeditated murder? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments and I will see you next time.